Hello, beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. My name is Jane, and I do readings for Pisces. Now, as promised, I'm not sure if I said I was going to do it in the Life Paths videos or in the Pisces videos, because I have two channels going at the same time, which is fantastically fun. I'm pretty sure it was in the Pisces channel. I said I was going to do half black, half white nails this week. And as promised, look at that. Hey, that's all freehand. Not bad, huh? Not bad. Not bad at all. Anyway, so here we go. And I was incited to do it because of stuff that's going on in the world. Of course, we know November for certain parts of the world was very, you know what I mean? Yeah. And, you know, one thing that's become very clear spiritually, that not everything is so black and white. And if you make it black and white, if you make it all about one or the other, you're missing half the picture. I don't know. You also restrict a lot of what's supposed to come in. So I want you to set all of that aside. Everything. Everything that gives you polarized thoughts. In other words, like just makes you stuck in one way of going, okay? Because we've been looking at that. We looked at that a lot last week. I want this week to be about creativity and vibrancy and inspired thought. I want you to open up the door to more than just the black and white of things, okay? We're going to end November on a high, and I think that Spirit has been coming in and trying to help you out big time. Now, if you've been taking their advice, you should have been able to maneuver quite easily through November, but if you haven't, well then, I'm sorry, but it's okay. You can try again. I mean, you know, sometimes we have a hard time moving. It doesn't matter. For myself, it's been an interesting month because I always do these ahead of time. So I had part of October in November when I was working, and I was very ill in October. I was not well. I was not well in October. I wasn't sad to see October go because of feeling under the weather. I couldn't walk as much in nature and see the beautiful colors changing as much as I wanted to. But you know what? I put my head up and went, to hell with it, I'm going to try my best. And I did, and I got through it, and I'm grateful. I'm looking forward to December. I'm looking forward to the holidays. I want to bring color, happiness, and joy, and hopefully a more healthy body as well into that month, okay? Where I can share more of myself with family. Of course, you guys didn't feel too much because I still do readings no matter what. Whenever I feel a pocket of happiness and health, I come here and do something. So this is my beautiful go-to place to feel fabulous. And hopefully by next week I will have some little bit of decorations for December. Yes, I love December. If you don't, I'm sorry you don't, but I do. I love the red and gold and green. That's, you know. If you know, you know. Also, wanted to let you know that in December, I will be doing the upcoming year in review, and I will do it for all the life path numbers. I'm going to try and space them out, and the life path numbers, they're going to go like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, because that's when nothing drops on that channel. So I'm going to try and drop a number here and there. So keep an eye out. I will try and do like a 12-month prospectus on your life path number. So just keep your eyes out and keep your eyes peeled for also Pisces, a prospective for 2025. Okay? All right. So here we go. Now I've gotten all my announcements out of the way. Sorry for those who hate when I do that, but you know, had to comment on a few things as well. So it's just the way it is. And I already started the reading. For those of you who say it starts at 4 minutes and 46 seconds. I had already started the reading. I already told you. Okay. We're focusing on creativity, vibrancy this week, and confidence, inspiration. That's what we're doing. Okay? There you go. 5. The 5. The 5 has spoken, which is me, by the way. Let's go closer. Yeah. I've acquired wisdom as a 5, except for how to bring the camera up close without bringing it out. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. So obviously the 5 is about wisdom. It's about receiving wisdom. And I felt that very much today, I have to tell you. Okay? Here's how a 5 works. And this is why I'm going to talk about that. Here's how a 5 works. A good 5. One that's, you know, that's honed in on their skills. A 5 is somebody who learns a great deal and imparts it with people. Okay? But there is another side to a 5, that 5 never stops learning. Always keeps changing. Always keeps editing. It would be like having a giant book and always adding stuff to it. You would have to write the initial thing and then leave pages constantly behind it to look at it again later on if something changes, okay? Something needs to be edited. So you don't lose the initial history of it. It's not erasing it. Okay, it's not erasing it, because we don't erase things as wisdom keepers. We keep. That's what we do. We keep. We're hoarders of wisdom, but we're embracers of enlightenment and education. In other words, we keep adding to it, especially if you're a very good, balanced 5. Okay? You are there to teach. You're there to pass on wisdom and knowledge. You're not there to get stuck and stagnate. That's for sure. So we're going to the black and white of things, okay? One thing that you can be sure in life is change, okay? The winds of change. There's a lot of winds outside today, but the winds of change come in. And what happens with it is that it spreads the seeds, right? That's one of the main components of wind, right? They clear up stuff, they spread seeds, they expand, okay? And the winds of change always do that. Always do that. Whether the change is seen as good or bad, they bring in wisdom, lessons, and a lot of education. Not only that, they also open you up to new experiences, okay? Fresh starts in spiritual growth, in knowledge, in friendship, in love, in emotion, bring beginnings. They bring birth to new things with the Ace of Cups right here, okay? So this is what you want to be embracing at the end of this month, okay? For the end of this month, you want to be embracing this very much so. Okay? Very, 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 very much. I want you to set intentions now. I want you to set real intentions on what you want to do here. And not because of what's going on in the world, not because you think one person's right or wrong. I want you to get yourself out of that mindset of me against them. I want you to be me into expansion. That's what I want you guys to really think about, okay? Open your heart, open your mind to the things that you want to accomplish in life, okay? Don't get stuck in other people's stories. Don't get stuck in old stories. And don't get stuck in new stories. That's the thing as well, right? It's not a lack of focus, but until you have something real to focus on, don't lend your focus to stuff that doesn't need your focus. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's kind of where it's going, right? A lot of time we invest a lot of our time, soul, and energy into others or things that don't, I mean, they touch us somewhat, but not completely, right? Ideologies, people you'll never meet, you know, anything. Like there's that kind of thing that happens. And I think what we need to do is really just hone in on on what we're learning, what we're doing, and how every once in a while you can blur the lines, okay? If you can blur this line every once in a while, you might hit a shade of gray, and you're going to see some things that you hadn't seen before, okay? When I get very polar in the way that I think about a certain individual, I like to go to the other side to see if I can find any kind of, I was going to say redeeming qualities, but any kind of up or positive to the other side. Even if I don't believe there is any, I try to find something. And I can usually find a little bit of something that just, it's almost like it makes me skip, you know, from the track that I'm on. Just to give me enough leeway to expand just a little bigger. So that's what I'm asking you to do. And that will lead not just to openness of mind, it's going to open up your purview, your life, your opportunities. And that's really what you want to be doing right now. You want this week and, you know, in the upcoming month to open up what's coming in for you. You want to look at what can be renewed, how you can become optimistic and boundless. Open up all those chakras and just bring optimism and beauty back into your world, right? Yeah, you see you have the 5 here. Okay, you have the 5 of Pentacles where I'm all alone. See, I'm alone. This is when I'm going to stand my ground and just, you know, I'm so polarized that I can't see there's a sanctuary there, right? There's help that's available. Instead, I want you to look up, and I love this card because she's looking at the world. Look what she's doing. She's looking at the world as a whole, not just her little path here. She's looking at the whole thing, right? I want you to expand your thinking. I think Spirit is telling you, look, you will do a lot better. You will fare a lot better if you just open up. And I want you to take the most polar thought that you have. You know, the one where you're going, I am due north no matter what. And I want you to open it up. I want you to crack it wide open. And I'm not trying to change your mind about this polar thought. I'm trying to open you up so that you don't get stuck. Okay? You can still leave with that belief after. But I want you like the Hierophant. I want you in that book to put a little addendum, a little note on the side. Yes, I truly believe in that, and I still believe in it wholeheartedly. However, I have found new information. And this information says this. Okay? It's like they're showing me you have a pathway, a road that you're following. They're showing me a road. And you know this road. You're comfortable on this road. You know what this road is. But for the first time, you're noticing that there's little paths on each side somewhere. And you've wandered a little bit on the side of those paths. Like you've wandered a little bit and checked it out. And while you don't feel comfortable continuing on those little paths, you've gone a little bit. You've gone to see. You've said, oh, what's this over here? And just that act of going over here, you have opened up a pathway to help you see something beyond that straight line road that you've been on. And you may not think that it makes a big difference, but it does. You may have spotted wildflowers on this little path. You may have seen a different grass that you're used to. You may have spotted a frog or two. You may have seen things that you think are not that important, but has started to make you expand in the smallest of ways. And they're showing me like a brain lighting up. You know, like you have your brain and certain parts start lighting up. You don't realize that they have, but it's like there's been an electrical connection established that's just kind of spreading. And that's going to help you greatly. Okay? That's all they're saying. This is going to help you greatly. If we can open up to creativity, to inspiration, even when we don't think we can in a certain situation, it helps bring in a lot. Okay? It helps develop things. You don't shut yourself off. That's right. You build connections. You create intense and beautiful connections. This can be in friendships. It can be in partnerships. It can be in get-togethers. But it's just, yeah. Especially this Justice card for me feels like you're going to take, it's not going to be blindly following or blindly saying things are fair, right? Fair or unfair. It's not so black. Here we go. Black and white again, right? A yes or a no. An eye for an eye. It's not like that. Instead, we're looking at it going, yes, for the most part, I'm still very polar. Yes, I believe that this is a yes and this is a no. However, when you connect things together, when you connect the yes and the no, look at that. There's a third option there. And that's let's take a look at it. Let's take another look. Let's take a look at the gray area that lies in between. And I'm not asking you to change your mind. Absolutely not. I'm asking you to open your mind, okay? Because let's take it to this point. You may be completely against an idea or someone, okay? And when you shut the door on that, say no, 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 no. Okay? In your polarity, in the way that you see things. There's no more solutions to that no. Do you understand? It's like you go, no, absolutely not. But if you creak that door open, and I'm not saying you're saying yes, you're just going, let me see, why is it a no? Okay? Why is it no? Why is it not working in my life? You delve into why you're getting that reaction, why it doesn't feel good, why it's not happening. And you know what happens? Sometimes you realize that the problem that you feel against that circumstance is probably other people have that same feeling. And maybe you can find solutions to that no, right? To turn it into a circumstance that has options, solutions, and opportunities. It's like finding, they're comparing it to necessity is the mother of invention. You know, the first person who was peeling potatoes with their hands, or not peeling potatoes, but making mashed potatoes with their hands, you know, like just, and then somebody went, you know, no, 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 I don't like the feeling in my hand, it's gross, yuck, who the heck wants to do that? The person who was polarly, you know, against it, instead of going, no, I am not doing it, and shutting the door and letting everybody else do it, there's that one person went, no, that's disgusting. I don't like the feel of it through my fingers. Why do I have to mash it with my fingers? And then they thought, but, what if? And there's that gray area. right? What if I built some kind of tool to mash? I wouldn't have to touch it at all, and it would get the job done anyway. They're still opposed to mashing potatoes with their hands, but they're not opposed to finding a solution to do it differently. Okay? And yes, I've oversimplified it, you guys. But I want you to open up to your nose. Do you understand? So that you can find solution and connect. Make a connection here. Instead of being polarly opposed to it. And going, no, it's unfair. It's not right for my hands to feel this disgusting. Yes, I'm oversimplifying it. But you're getting it, right? Yeah. Because I'm not talking anything else here. But very simple, simple things. And there it is again. Is it that? Yeah, the Two of Wands. Okay? So it's all about just contemplating. And there's a lot of times that people just don't contemplate. Remember, this is also fire energy. Fire energy is here to help you find the fire in something, the inspiration. Okay? And the truth, the Three of Swords. And the truth. Sometimes that truth is something that you are reacting to. Sometimes it's a trigger, okay? Sometimes it's just a trigger. You're reacting to not wanting to mash the potatoes because, I don't know, you touched something disgusting at one point and it's a trigger, right? You touch something slimy and then you're touching potatoes and it's bringing you back there, okay? So you have to deal with, A, the fact that you have connected these two so, like, it's such a polarized thought that you can't touch anything that's just unpleasant now. So some of it may be just getting over that, okay? And some of it is just being open to the things that don't work, okay? The potatoes are hot. You have to let them cool down. You can't put your hands, they're going to burn your hands. That's not, then you have to warm up the potatoes again. You're just rewarming everything. Imagine having to do that with your hands, to mash the potatoes with your hands all the time. What a pain in the butt. There's a much better way. If you have the tool, that little masher. I still have that, by the way. I still mash my potatoes that way with a masher. So you get the potatoes stay hot. And then you can mash them with that tool without burning your hands or getting slimy hands. Win, 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 win. Right? You saw the truth in the situation, that it wasn't really working out. It was just not right. Right? And for all intents and purposes, I agree. It's kind of disgusting and, you know, not convenient, not efficient. That's the word, right? There's a lot of things that are not efficient in this world, and I think that's the biggest thing, right? Your choices sometimes of circumstances or people lack efficiency, and it's hard. It's hard to live in that type of thing, but Spirit wants you to contemplate what will be efficient, what you have to face up to, the sadness of the situation. Sometimes we don't want to face the no because it's sad, right? But He wants you to contemplate. They want you to contemplate and think innovatively, okay? Discover partnerships, plan on progress, glimpse the bigger picture, commit to a new direction, okay? Lay the land in preparation for something better, okay? To help the world become in your command, okay? To find options that are better, to turn those no's into let's make it better. And making it better is, first of all, great star energy, optimistic. It's great opportunities because it opens doors. And it limits your chance of, like, not ending up somewhere with it, okay? Because I don't like using failure. I don't think failure, like Wayne Dyer said, failure it's not a thing, okay? No matter what you do, you end up somewhere. You end up with a result. So there's no failure. You just don't end up where you wanted to, okay? All right, so let's take a quick look at the block and then another a piece of advice. The block is the lack of course, introspection, okay? Or turning that introspection into something very corrupt. Yeah, look at that, another 9, 2 9s. Okay, so as I said, I love 9s, but 9s can be scary, okay? Not because they're scary people. It's because like any other number, we have our downfalls. As a 5, if I preach without learning more or without expanding my knowledge, I become toxic. As a 9, if you stay in introspection too long and stay with, of course, what you've learned without poking your head out of the cave every once in a while to see what new insight you can put in there, you have the chance of doing the exact same thing, okay? So, by sticking with your no and not getting any fresh insight, you end up getting anxious, scared, isolated. You start causing yourself fear, nightmares, anxiety, stress, worry, insomnia, blah, 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 all of that, okay? You don't want that. No's have a very definite closing door mechanism to them, and they also have a way of festering in the dark. So please, please just be careful. If they're boundary no's, they're good, okay? If somebody gets into your boundary and you go, no, 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 and because they've stepped over too many times, it's good to have that boundary, okay? It doesn't mean you can't look at it again later, but at the moment, you can absolutely form that boundary. But I would still visit that no, okay? Why do I get such a trigger reaction from this person crossing this boundary with me? There you go. There's an opportunity for an open thought, new pathways being developed, okay? So it doesn't matter what it is. Be careful. Be careful when you go into introspection not to stay stuck in the circular thought that then brings in polarization. That's the biggest one, okay? So what else do they want to give you as advice this week? So what are we going to do this week, Pisces? Tell me, come on, tell me in the comments. Tell me what you're going to do this week. Yeah, Jane's making you work here. You don't get to watch anymore, just watch. You got to interact, you guys. You got to tell me. You got to mean it. You're here? Mean it. I'm here to help you. What are you going to do this week? What is this? It's the 5 of Wands. And what is it? It's brainstorming to solve conflict. Conflict knows. Okay? Conflicting knows. You go in there. You go in there. Look at that. The 3 of Pentacles. And it's beautiful. Okay? So you can do that with me in the comments, with other people in the comments, with people that you know. You can bring, you know what, I'm going to tell you what if questions are really cool. You can usually take people by surprise with a what if. The grander the question and the weirder the question, the better. What if we did that? What if that was an option? What if, okay? You talk to people you know. You talk to your guides, okay? As always, I do. I talk to my guides. I ask them questions out loud. I sound like a crazy person. I do it everywhere. I'll be, you know, same piece of paper falls down on the ground 6 times, and after a while, and it's like, all right, what is up with that, right? What are you trying to tell me here, right? And that's how I speak to them. That's how I question everything. And the more you question, sometimes you'll get real straight answers. Sometimes you'll get iffy answers. But the fact is that your pathways stay open. Your pathways, you start seeing that electrical activity in your brain. That big path is in front of you, but you have a little pats, like just kind of firing on the sidelines, showing you a bit of this, a little bit of that. And when you need it, you're going to be able to be very, very smart. You're going to be somebody who's really, really know how to deal with communication, how to brainstorm problems, how to solve the tests, how to deal with tension problems. It's all about acquiring the tools that you need, okay? Look at it this way. How are you going to acquire the tools and turn those no's into information sessions? There you go. It's not turning them to yeses. It's turning them into information sessions. Knowledge that will help you further down the line. You don't even need to turn them into maybes. You just need to question all the no's. That's it. If you want to question the yeses, you can do that too. Because there's a lot to learn. Why do you say yes to things? Are you triggered to say yes to things? Or is it because your parents said yes to things? Or is it because your mate says yes to things? Or your kid says yes to things? Or your friends? Question everything. Bring inspiration in this week. Okay? And build this partnership. These threes are coming out. 3. Connections, connections, connections to the brain. To go out. Connections to people. Connections to places, to things, to everything. Connect to everything. Be the tactile energy seeker this week. Okay? I really like this reading. I do. It's very different. I feel like it's different. It's telling you to explore, and we need a world of explorers, okay? We have been stuck in the same wheel, sometimes the same scroll thing or whatever. And we need to kind of sometimes just kind of go out there and discover other things. So go and discover. Come back here and tell me about it. Tell me what you're going to do this week. What no you're going to explore. What yes you're going to explore. I don't care if it's like, Jane, I'm going to explore my dislike of mushrooms. Why not? Okay? Jane, I'm gonna explore why I say yes to going to coffee with this person I don't like, or whatever. Whatever you want, okay? Just go in the comments and tell me what you're going to explore, and then come back and tell me what you found out. I would love to hear it, and people will love to hear your thoughts on it, okay? Let's create a book in the comments, a book that here's the way it is, and here's my side notes on it, okay? And it's not to judge anybody, it's not to make anybody feel bad for their decision, it's to expand. It's to expand the thought process. We sorely need it in this world, and the people who are going to make the difference in the tomorrows that are coming are people who are going to question everything, okay? And do it with fun, with an open heart. Connect to yourself. Don't feel fear or afraid of your thoughts and your questionings. Be enlightened. Be happy that you have the ability to really take a bite out of life, to be inspired by it. I'm sending you a lot of love, light, and blessings. I'm coming back on Tuesday. We're going to look at where you're at. Okay? Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't forget, I have Life Path Number. I have Connect to the Deck that I post weekly on, where I do flip-throughs. I'm currently doing flip-throughs on all like the November decks that I've been using. So if you want to take a look more, more in depth. That's just a 1 video a week channel, but it's, I really enjoy it as well. If you're not a member, I post member videos. This week on Saturday, we're going to be looking at the black moon. Okay, so that's always interesting. And thank you as always for your support, my beautiful Pisces. You guys are awesome, and I will see you on Tuesday. Take care.